Hey guys, this is a Todoroki ex-listener ex-Bakugo. I hope you enjoy. This is the reverse version of my last video because some of you guys requested it. It has some little changes, but I think you will like it. And I have a warning. It's a little sad at the beginning, but it's happy in the end, so don't worry, I promise. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Life seems great when you don't expect it. You have a good boyfriend and friends. You couldn't ask for much more. This was a usual Monday morning. You were laying on your boyfriend's bed in his dorm. Shoto was getting ready for school while you were still asleep. When you slowly opened your eyes, you met to see your boyfriend sitting on a chair next to his bed. He said, "Good morning, Shoto." He looks at you and said, "Good morning, sweetheart. Sleep well?" You gave him a faint smile and nodded. He said, "Well, Yuan, I need to go today early to school. I hope you don't mind that." You look at him confused because you always walk together, and you ask, "Why is that?" "I have a meeting with the student council. Remember that Momo and Ida insisted I join." You smiled up at him and said, "Oh yeah, I remember. Go. He left his dorm and you soon headed to yours. But first, you stopped to the kitchen. When you were at the kitchen, you bumped into someone. Katsuki Bakugo. Literally your best friend in the whole world. You bumped into him and said, "What do you want extra?" Then he looks and he notices you and says, "Oh, it's just you, Yuan." You let out a smile and gave him a hug, said, "Good morning, Katsuki." Bakugo's anger always seems to diminish when you're around. So he said, "Whatever, good morning." You soon headed to your dorm and lay on your bed. You opened your phone to see notifications and other stuff. Quickly got ready and went to the gate to wait for your friends. You soon saw Kaminari, Zero, Kirishima, Bakugo, and Mina. Mina jumped up to you and said, "Good morning, Yuan." You chuckled and said, "Good morning, my friend." You greeted all the guys, and you guys started heading to school. You remember that Shoto said that he had a council meeting, so most likely he'd be in the office, right? So you asked the Baku squad if they want to accompany you to look for your boyfriend. They all nodded, but Katsuki seemed angry about it. But you didn't put too much mind into it. You guys were walking to the school and you saw the door to the office of the student council. You opened it. The bag that you were carrying fell on the floor. Your heart sank, and when you look up to see your boyfriend, Todoroki Shoto, making out with Momo Yajirozu. You and Momo had a good relationship. The class considered you guys best friends from different group friends because mainly people only stay in their group of friends, but you guys hang out a lot. You felt you started to tear up, but you ignored it and just felt anger. When Todoroki saw you, he was left speechless. What did he say to defend himself? He only said, "Love, Yuan." Momo quickly got away from Todoroki and laid on the wall. She was embarrassed. She put her hands on her face and she seemed to be scared and worried. You said, "You bastard. You lying bastard." Shoto tried to get close to you, but you slapped him and said, "Get away from me. I don't want you close to me. Do you understand?" Shoto quickly looked at you and tried to say, "Yuan, please listen to me," but you slapped him again. You turned to see your friends. They were left in shock, but Katsuki's face was full with anger. You turned to Momo and said, "You're the least person I think to do this. Really? Todoroki? Oh my god, Momo. I couldn't believe this." You then grabbed your bag and stormed out. You refused to cry right there, even though you were tearing up. Bakugo was the only one of your friends that followed you. The others stay there to shout at Todoroki. You find yourself at the back of school, and Katsuki soon finds you and said, Yuan, do you want me to kill him? I could kill him for you. You let out a chuckle and said, No, killing him will be too good. I need to do something worse. He laughed. He sat next to you, and you leaned into his shoulder. You continued to cry and sob. He tried to calm you down, but he wasn't the best at it. But you appreciated that effort. He soon said, Let's go, Yuan. We're going to my house. You let a confused look and said, Wait, your house? What about your dorm? He laughed and said, Half and half bastard will surely look at you in the dorms. So I'm gonna take you to my house. You gave him a small smile, even though you were still crying. You guys started to walk, but you feel your legs go weak since you were pretty sad and crying. So Bakugo carried you by the stall all the way to his house. It was surely embarrassing. There were a lot of people staring. And soon you guys arrived. He put you on the couch and said, Wait here, I will cook something for you. You nodded and played your favorite movie on the TV. Soon Bakugo came with your favorite food. You were surprised he knew that. Yeah, you guys been friends for a very long time, but Todoroki never paid attention to the things you liked. He served it and gave it to you. You were happy. You two ate, played some video games, and watched cheesy romantic movies, even though Bakugo hated them. Soon, you guys heard a knock on the door. It was the whole Bakugo squad. Mina said, Yuan, my baby, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Do you need me to kill him? I could kill him. You're my baby. Sira said, Do you want me to tape him? I can tape him to the roof. And I assure you, no one of the class will help Todoroki after they hear what he's done. Kaminari added if you wanted him to electrocute him, and Kirishima said even though he's not manly, he could beat him up. You were happy to have friends like them, but they soon entered and they brought ice cream and donuts. You guys had somewhat of a sleepover at Bakugo's house. The next morning, you guys head to school, and everything seemed great. You haven't encountered Todoroki, and the day was going pretty well. Some minutes after you entered the class, Todoroki entered. He was staring directly at you, and Bakugo noticed, so he headed to your desk and sat in front of you. He started talking and complimenting you to make Todoroki feel jealous. He even gave you a hug that people were shocked, since Bakugo is not the affectionate type. Momo was hanging around Todoroki like she always did. You knew they had a friendship, but it seems that it was not just a friendship. So she was talking to him, and you felt mad. She should feel sorry because what she did to you. Soon classes ended, and you were the only one in class. Momo had packed her things already, but she stayed. She tapped your shoulder, and you turned around and said, "Oh, it's you." Momo tried to speak. Yuan, I'm sorry, please. You stopped her. Yajirosu, I don't want to know it. Look, we were friends, yeah. If you were not my classmate, I will beat you up. But I cannot since we're in school. But take this for given, if we were in school, you'll be dead. She let off a nervous chuckle, knowing you were serious. Look, Yuan, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to go like that. It just started. You look up at her and said, How long? She said, What? How long, Yajirosu? She looked at the ground, embarrassed. 2 months. You were furious. 2 months, Yajirosu. 2 months. You slapped her and said, Talk to me again and I will kill you. You headed out of the classroom and you saw someone standing in the door, Bakugo Katsuki. You guys started heading to the gate, but suddenly someone stopped you, Todoroki. He said, Please, Yuan, listen to me. Please. What are you doing with the angry Pomeranian? You look at him, confused, and said, I don't want to hear it, Todoroki. I don't want to hear it. And Bakugo is my friend. I can hang out with him whether you like it or not. He looked up at you again and said, Please, Yuan, it was a mistake. I love you. Please. You laughed and said, yeah, sure. If you loved me, you would have cheated. Bakugo let out a chuckle, and he seemed happy that you were standing up for yourself. Yuan, please take me back. I love you, please. Todoroki, stop it. I don't want to hear it. Just let me go. Soon, Bakugo grabbed you by the stall again, and he said, I'm sorry, half and half bastard. Yuan is now single and doesn't need a guy like you to be going around her. She has her friends and me, so goodbye. Then he headed to the dorms. You felt embarrassed, but surely you didn't care. He put you inside his dorm, and you guys watched a horror movie that he had just bought. At the end, he looked you directly in the eyes and said, Yuan, I know you just broke with Icy Hot yesterday, but do you want to go on a date? I have liked you since middle school, and I think you stopped him with a kiss and said, I would love to, Bakugo, but you should have waited like 3 weeks more to ask me out. That would be the appropriate time. He chuckled and said, you know I'm not a patient person. You let a laugh and kissed him again. You were heading to the door and said, see you in our day, Katsuki. He laughed and said, of course, dumbass. 10 years later. You just had finished an interview. You knew today they were to interview many pro heroes, and you felt happy. This was a great opportunity. When you were heading off the set, you bumped into someone. You were just about to say, I'm sorry, when you saw who it was. Todoroki. You haven't seen him since you guys graduated from UA. He looks at you and said, oh, hey Yuan, long time no see. You agreed, and he said, so how's life treating you? Soon, a kid came out from behind you and pulled on your dress. When Todoroki noticed it, he saw the kid had red eyes, and he reminded of Bakugo's red eyes. He then understood. Then Bakugo came from behind you and gave you a hug from behind and said, oh, half a half, a pleasure seeing you again. Shota said, oh, it's a pleasure, Bakugo. Then he continued, so you guys got married. You smiled happily and raised your hand to see a beautiful wedding ring. Bakugo did the same. He let out a chuckle and said, well, Yuan, I'm glad life is treating you good. You smiled and said, thank you, Shadow. Let's forget the past. He agreed and said, well, my interview is gonna start soon. I should get going. You guys said your goodbyes. And when you were going to Bakugo and your kid, Shadow felt his heart shatter more. He knew if he hadn't cheated, probably that would be his future with you. You guys would get married and a kid. But he had to mess up and cheat on you. He will regret that the rest of his life. Your life was great. You had Bakugo and your beautiful kid. Everything was perfect, and you couldn't be more happy how your life turned out.